Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AEL Quarterfinals Match D featuring zSWY and Team Storm. Sorry for the delay getting everything up and running, guys. I actually was just having a little bit of a nap, and then I napped for a little bit too long. As some of you who were joining us yesterday may remember, I was a little bit sick. Still there at the moment, but I'm gonna chug along. We're gonna push it out here for this wonderful round of Dota that we have got coming up, featuring two pretty damn good teams. So we'll see how they go here in their quarterfinal match. Of course, keep in mind that the top, I think it's the top two out of the groups. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. My head's just in that weird space. The top two out of the groups will move through into the semi-finals. This is a best of one, and we are about to get rolling. So let me just let everyone know. And yeah, of course, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, sound out of game and in game is all good. If not, please do let me know. I am going to be looking at the chat. Got my other monitor all set up. We're all good to go. And yeah, I'll hopefully be able to fix things. But keep in mind that there is a little bit of a time issue because we are on a delay, so it takes a little bit of time to get things fixed up. But hopefully everything will be all good. And we are now in our best of one game here between these two teams. I'll just jump it onto the right screen. Hopefully it's all good. There it is.
Dire team ban.
Also, I'd better actually make sure that I am posting on all the social medias to make sure that everyone comes in and have a look.
Dire team ban.
Alright, sorry, just typing. This is what happens when you like literally just wake up and you're completely
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
AEL
Finals match.
5 seconds remaining.
zSWY versus Team Storm. Alright, I'm gonna link you guys in the chat. I'm gonna link you something, and then if you could like go and retweet it, that'd be sweet. Let me just make sure it's all good. Yep, there it is. Okay, there you go. If you guys want to go and retweet that, that'd be awesome. We'll get some more people on the stream. Of course, if you do have a ticket for this event for the AEL, the AEL End of 2013 tournament, you will be eligible on this stream to pick up some items in game. If you get some of those lucky drops from some multi-kills, first bloods, Roshans, you know,
Radiant
all of the other cool
ban.
things that you can get items for. Then you will certainly be eligible for that. As mentioned just on the stream before, if anyone has any problems with audio or anything like that, please please do let me know in Twitch chat. Regarding the video quality, I know the other day when I was casting, some people had some issues with the video quality. Well, I mean, unfortunately, I'm in Australia, so, and I don't have cable, or I'm not in an NBN area. I was in an NBN area, but it actually got taken away, so thanks Abbott. Hashtag thanks Abbott for that one. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the best I can do. I've even had one of the wizards of the OBS crew help me out with setting up the stream a little bit nicer. But this is basically the best you'll get. Sorry, guys. But anyway, let's talk about our game. Of course, we did see Team Storm yesterday. They were facing off against gosh, I've completely forgotten. But they had an interesting time. It looks as if they were just a little bit underprepared. But as we can see here, they will be against well, their name now, they've switched it around in game. It's Hose Over Bros. From, if I remember correctly, it's an all ladies team here, the zSWY squad. So it is. I'm not actually sure. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I haven't actually really spoken to any of the crew from the zSWY team. I'm sure Bloodlock is he's in the chat. He can confirm for me. But I believe that is the case. Either way,
10 seconds remaining.
Disregarding that just for now, as we can see a couple of bands coming out, including Venomancer, Visage, Elder Titan, and Pugna. Some really standard kind of bands these days. Seeing, you know, some pretty hardcore supports, Veno and Visage getting banned out. We also then do see Elder Titan just purely because of his lane control, Pugna because of his it sounds weird to say about a weird kind of squishy int hero, but his snowball ability, if he gets out of control, Pugna is just terrible to deal with. So, especially his ward, it just puts out so much damage in team fights. If you don't take it down, if you're not very coordinated, then it can ruin your day. And speaking of ruin your day, Nyx Assassin comes out, will be utilized, of course, as a really good roaming ganking hero there, the Nyx Assassin with his Vendetta. Of course, his Impale has been made so it's non-sticky, or I guess non-targetable, I guess, if you want to use the other term for it. We get a Clockwork for the off-lane there for the zSWY. I want to call them hoes over bros, because I think that's like funnier than zSWY. It's also much easier to say. I don't know. We'll see as the cast goes on. If you guys in the chat want to tell me if I should call them hoes over bros or zSWY, we'll roll with that. I'm cool. Crystal Maiden and Alchemist from Team Storm. I do believe they went this direction yesterday. I don't remember exactly. I'm sure Bloodlock can confirm that. There you go. There's the thanks, Abbott. I finally see the Twitch chat catching up. Next bands to come out will again be a couple of supports. The Lich, of course, a very dangerous hero in the fact that he can really mess with lanes a little bit. He can deny some of the creeps. He can get his own XP from that. You've then got a Chen, roam ability, the global heal, all these kinds of cool things that he offers for a team. Next ban out will be Anaga Siren, of course. Generally used as a support these days. You rarely ever see the old days of, I believe it was TI2. TI2, we had Naga as like one of the really hardcore carries, and you get those moments like the play in IG versus Na'Vi, where you actually have one of those DPS-based Nagas. Bristleback gets banned out. We have seen him be a little bit of a quirky pickup or a ban every now and then from some of the teams. So I'm actually really happy to see Bristleback get a little bit more play. Well, we'll see what the next picks to come out of these two teams are. While I have a little bit of water to make sure I don't die.
10 seconds remaining.
As I said, I was just sleeping and I just sort of woke up and I was like, I meant to be doing something right now. It's 7:05, and then I realized, oh right, my bad.
Reserve time.
Crystal Midas, as she's now known. That's very true. That's very true. She's always getting the old Midas these days. Our lovely Crystal Maiden, golden-haired maiden from the north. Of course, the supports, a lot of the supports these days, really loving to pick up that Midas if they can. It's just pretty much a standard sort of thing. Can I make the vid better quality? No, you can't, unfortunately. It's all me, and unfortunately that's the best I can do. Oh, they're a team from Singapore, China. Didn't read the eligibility requirements and only told us on the day that they were not in Australia. I actually, I had a suspicion that they weren't locals from Tides. I remember I did have a look from Tides, and I was like, ah, yeah, okay. And I didn't really realize, but oh well.
Dire team pick.
It's I guess that's what happens sometimes, but not to worry. Of course, they are still a really good team to watch. We've now got a Wind Ranger coming out, the old Wind Ranger, as I'll be calling her. That's how I roll. I don't care if any of you guys have red hair. That's what you get. No, I'm kidding. So we will get the Wind Ranger coming out. Now this does open things up a little bit. It gives Hose Over Bros, aka zSWY, a little bit of bit more options when it comes to where they want to put people. Last time I saw them play, I believe we did have Jenny on the Wind Ranger and the Clockwork instead of instead of the Wind Ranger actually being in the off lane, which is where you normally do when you normally do see her, we actually had her as a safe lane support, and the Clockwork was in the off lane, just controlling the creep waves there. Let's be honest, Abbott looks good in speedos for his age. I don't know about that. I just can't get past his ears. They're like two satellite dishes stuck hiccup to the side of his head. I don't know, man.
Reserve time.
I think if it was all based off a beauty contest, I think we all know who we'd be voting for out of the current politicians. But anyway, Mirana comes out for Team Storm, provides the long-range skill shot stun of the Sacred Arrow, has a little bit of escape in leap, also has a Moonlight Shadow, a free smoke for the entire team with a cooldown of, well, anywhere up to 140, but at level 3 it is 100 seconds, so not too bad at all. We then get someone who I have not seen for a very, very long time. Lifestealer. Interesting. I have not seen this hero come out for a while, and there we do. We get a
Radiant
Slaughter.
team ban.
A great, in a way, just like a really nice counterpick to Lifestealer there. He can really help out with bashing the Lifestealer down, keeping him in place, and locking him down even through his rage, and it can be really handy when it comes to dealing with that very frustrating and annoying kind of hero. And last bans will now come out as well. We get the OD gets banned out. A Timbersaw is also removed from the pool. So just looking at, before we go to the final picks, just having a look at what we've got. We've got some nice support here for the zSWY team. Wind Ranger and the Nyx Assassin, they're off-lane Clockwork. Your Lifestealer is the long-term carry there. And so what are they kind of missing? Well, they would perhaps like a little bit more of a solid mid at the moment. We've got the Wind Ranger who can do it, Nyx can do it, but you really don't see them go for that role as commonly as it previously was for Nyx, but also Wind Ranger is just sort of a little bit of one of those rare kind of mid heroes. For Team Storm, they've got their, well, sort of their basic, the outline of their carries are here in Alchemist and then Slaughter, or you would assume that Alchemist is the carry, Mirana to provide some utility, and of course the potential extra DPS they need. They have their Crystal Maiden as well. They do need, like, you can put Mirana in the off lane, and Slaughter can even go off lane. I would rather, again, someone a bit more solid. Both of these teams were looking for someone more solid for their 5th picks, and we do get a Viper as what we would presume to be the mid hero here for the zSWY team, and we will probably see him jump into the mid lane. And of course Viper, voiced by Tony Todd, whose birthday it is today. Tony Todd, of course, of Final Destination fame, along with 10 billion other TV shows and movies that he's in. Tony Todd 54 on Twitter, if you want to go say thanks for voicing Dragon Knight, Night Stalker, and Viper, just by the way. So I throw that out there. I actually really like the dude. He's really cool. I just read Bloodlock's post in the chat. I'll just read it for you guys who are watching in Dota TV. I hear Abbott can surf pretty well, but obviously the rest of Australia knows what surfing I'm talking about because he's almost taken away our ability to surf. Very well done.
10 seconds remaining.
Final pick here for Team Storm. They're just chewing up the rest of their bonus time. And with the last few seconds, we will see a pick of Magnus. And we will behold the Horde of Magnus. So this should be interesting, of course, because Magnus' ulti, a little bit of RP action. And we're not talking about Magnus from the chess world. We're talking about this particular Magnus. His ulti, Reverse Polarity, of course, can go through the old rage of Lifestealer. So that's really going to help out. So he adds in, of course, I did say they wanted someone who was perhaps a little bit more solid in the off lane there. Magnus can do that. He can provide you with a little bit more. He's got a nice escape in the skewer. He can harass with Shockwave, an extremely cheap and effective harassment tool. And that means that they will also have some extra team fight there with the Reverse Polarity. So we are going to jump into this. We've got our lineups all set up and ready to go.
10 seconds remaining.
And as Logram in chat is pointing out, we do have some clock bombs in the form of Clockwork using his hookshot to get into a battle. Brings Lifestealer right into the mix, and then that means that he can jump in and get hacking away at the heroes of the opposing team. But that opposing team on the Dire side, up here at the top right hand side, as we just wait for the pause, we do have Team Storm, and they are going to be run with a couple of heroes here. Malati will be taking, he's normally the support, so I do believe we will be seeing a little bit more of a kind of a supporting Alchemist run by him. Rigwall will be taking the Slaughter, the in a way a bit of the anti-Lifestealer there. Ruby Phoenix will be jumping on that Mirana. Magic Man, of course, one with the Crystal Maiden. We have seen Magic Man take this lovely maiden a few times and has done quite well with the Crystal Maiden, I must say. Kyrior is going to be going mid with the Magnus, so we will have, I'm not actually sure which of the other two here are going to be in the off lane. But down at the bottom left-hand side is our Radiant squad here. They are... well, we'll see how they go. This should be really interesting with their particular lineup. I do like it. We do have zSWY, aka Hose Over Bros. Ariel will be on the Viper. We've then got Lightning on the Clockwork. iMeteor will be taking the Nyx Assassin. Jenny will be on the Wind Ranger, and I was right with that one. zSWY is on the Lifestealer. Will be farming up and looking to help out in their late game. So we are going to be jumping into this game in just a moment. Unfortunately, we just got a short pause. I believe it was because of... was it Ruby Phoenix? I don't know. One of them was just out for a second. We're just waiting a minute for one of the Storm members to get back, and then we are good to go. Maladi is back, and he's ready to rumble. I'm not raging, guys. Calm down. Alright, there we go. I'm giving it my signature of approval. The House of Bacon, hopefully you are tuning in, and hopefully I'm doing alright if you are in Dota TV. But we are going to jump into our game. We'll see which direction these some of these heroes are going to take. It looks like we'll have the Viper actually heading down to the bottom. We may have that Lifestealer going mid. This is something which you do get to see every now and then. It can be quite fearsome in the mid. The first time I ever saw a... the first time I ever saw a Lifestealer going mid was actually in a pub game. It was up against a Pudge, and I'd never really thought about Lifestealer going mid, because of course in pub games you only really ever see him go into the jungle, and that's around about it. But I'd never seen him in a pro game going mid, or even in just sort of your average level competition kind of game. And I was like, what are you doing? And then, you know, 3 Pudge deaths later, I was like, okay, maybe Lifestealer is pretty damn good in that mid lane. But we'll see how he goes. It looks like he will be up against the Kyrior, who will be in the mid. We'll have the offensive tri-lane of Magic Man, Maladi, and then, of course, Ruby Phoenix will be down here as well, looking to bounce some of those arrows onto the opponent's heads. And then, of course, the Unstable Concoction may be available, or is it, we're just gonna... yeah, okay, he's just gonna sit off to the rune and just double-check what's going on there. We will have the standard sort of farming tri-lane down in the bottom, consisting of Jenny, iMeteor, and Ariel. In the mid will be zSWY, as we said, on that Lifestealer. Up at the top will be the wonderful Lightning Clockwork, who I have seen before, and Lightning was just absolutely wonderful last time. Well, I think... was it on a Clockwork? I think it was, yeah. Just gonna grab the melee creeps here. If you're wondering what Lightning is doing here, guys, if you're not sure about what all that is about, it's just delaying the lane. You want to get the range creep out first, because it does die a lot quicker than the other 2 creeps, and then it means that your equilibrium will be a little bit lower down. So we've got a interesting battle in the middle. Kyrior up against zSWY here. I'm not too sure who this favors, but it should generally be alright for both of them. Meanwhile, we get an arrow coming out down on the bottom. Ariel in trouble. The Shaka will come out and hits Magic Man, walks into the tree, but it looks as if the first kill will go the way of Maladi there. A wonderful little scout for that Alchemist there, and they do pick up that first blood. Maladi and Magic Man need to get out of there as quickly as they can, because the Radiant side is hot on their heels. iMeteor was looking for another stun, unfortunately not able to make it this time. But nice little first blood there, caught by Team Storm. Nicely played to be able to take that one right at the start there. But as you can see, we have, well, we'll have Ruby Phoenix just sitting here. It looks like the rest of their squad will be sitting down to the back, and we'll get a very nice shackle there from Jenny. Wonderful play on that Wind Ranger, as per usual. Ruby Phoenix is going to have to be very careful here. It looks like this was going to be a little bit of a gank squad, with the Crystal Maiden and the Alchemist now heading towards mid. They're going to look to jump on this the Lifestealer as quickly as possible, just trying to lock him down as best as they can. Charging up, there is that Unstable Concoction. Where is the Frostbite? There it is. It gets the Rage out, but is forced back out of the lane. Takes a little bit of damage there, so just this roaming squad is going to be very powerful here with the Frostbite to lock someone down. Then you drop that Unstable Concoction on top. It's going to be very annoying for anyone who gets caught out by that. So Jenny and Ariel down in the bottom, looking to try and fix things up a little bit. We do get a little bit of ward blocking going on here at some of these camps, and of course a little bit more vision here for the Dire team, so that they can see what is going on across here. They want to see if anyone is moving down to that bottom lane, and also to keep an eye on the runes as well. Kyrior, speaking of which, has his bottle, is not heading over to the rune yet. They do know that the Invis rune is up the top, but he's just going to let it go for now. Malati is going to keep a watchful eye on that Invis rune. But up at the top lane, we do have Rigwall going straight on top of Lightning here, trying to bash her to death, and it looks like Rigwall will escape for the moment, and so will Lightning. But got to be careful, as I said. Lightning is a very qualified player here up in the top lane. So we'll see if they do have a little bit of a duel. We do have some dewarding going on with the Sentry Ward placed just in the perfect position to catch out that Observer Ward that's there. Malati and Akiri are in mid. Get a little bit of a bottle switch over there, I do believe. Meanwhile, down at the bottom, Ruby Phoenix is getting really pushed away here by that powerful combination of Jenny and then Ariel there on the Reaper. On the Reaper? The Viper. I confused a couple of words there. But lining up in top is having a little bit of a difficult time. It looks as if the Alchemist Malati was on his way up to try and help out with a gank, but was not able to get in there and get too much done. But well, we can see that this is going to be a little bit more of a roaming squad here with the Alchemist. Of course, when you play Alchemist in that little bit more of a support role as opposed to being sort of the hard carry farm, 30-minute 6 slot, let's go. When you play Alchemist as this little bit more of that supporting roaming gank, you do need to be very active. You need to be getting around there, harassing as much as possible, throwing down an acid spray where you can, and also throwing out the unstable concoction so that you can try and capitalize on picking up some of these heroes here. But Magic Man, what's he up to right now? He's sitting just in the middle of the river here, just trying to find if he can jump on one of these runes. But Akira says, I kind of want that rune. Can you not take that just yet? Why God in the middle is getting very low, actually. And now Magic Man heading up towards top. It looks as if Lightning could be in a little bit of trouble. Out comes the Frostblast. Where is the Frostbite? There it is. Lightning drops a cog. Should be okay. Will escape for now, but that will force Lightning out of the lane for the moment, and we'll make sure that our Clockwork is not picking up too many more creeps here. But we now do have this, well, I suppose that the tri-lane, the roaming supports are now up towards the top direction of the map. Ruby Phoenix in a little bit of possible trouble, just taking a few hits here, a battle of the archers in the bottom lane here. As it looks as if Jenny is actually going to be caught out by the arrow, very nicely done, but then gets an impale for his efforts, and will be forced to back off. As we can see, getting very, very low there is Ruby Phoenix, but so was Jenny, going to be forced to salve up in the forest for the moment. And it looks as if we will have just a couple of trades going on. Of course, in the middle, it's been a little bit of a tough time here for WYGod. But now, with the full health up and running again, after jumping in a creep there just very quickly, utilizing that infest, and is now back up and ready to go. We'll see that our tri-lane down the bottom is... I don't know, they're not really pulling. They've finally cleaned out the wards that were here, but I mean, they do need to bring the equilibrium back down to sort of a little bit more around this position here, where you can actually take advantage of the fact that the opposing offlane hero can't really do too much. So we'll see if it looks as if Meteor is going to do something to that effect, pulling some of the creeps in. Of course, with the creep changes, there is a easy camp here now instead of a what it was normally the medium camp, if I remember correctly. God, it's been so long I've actually forgotten it, but here we go. Looks like Rigwall trying to go up on top, will get a battery assault in the face. Unfortunately, it looks as if the rest of the team is now on the way. The unstable concoction dropping out, and there is the crush to finish off the Clockwork. Lightning going down in a blaze of, well, watery glory, I suppose, getting crushed by the Slitherine there. And, well, it looks like that'll be another kill going the way of Storm. Yet to see a zSWY get on the board here. They're having a little bit of trouble just sort of maneuvering into a position where they can either counter-gank or utilize some of their heroes. Of course, with Meteor heading up towards the ulti there on the Nyx Assassin. Once we have that, then we can probably see a little bit more ganky, but we'll have another big gank in the middle here. WYGod timing out the rage just nicely so that it avoids the stun there. And there will be no extra kill in the mid lane. But just looking at the last hits and denies at the moment up in the top lane, Rigwall is doing quite well. 39 and 12 in the bottom lane. We can see that Ariel is also doing quite nicely, sitting there on 35 and 2. In the middle, Akira really dominating this lane with the Magnus here. Currently sitting on 36 and 10. Very nicely done by our Magnus here. But we will have another big roaming little, big roaming gank here. Jumping on Lightning as quick as that. And down he goes. Lightning is, wow, just the clockwork just falls down there. Once again, Lightning is just having a little bit more trouble than previously thought. But, I mean, that's really nice for Rigwall. I believe it was actually Maladi that got the kill, but nice for Rigwall to be able to gain some extra momentum up here in the top lane. As we said before, you really want that Slaughter to be locking down that the Lifestealer as the game moves on. But down in bottom, Ruby Phoenix taken out by the poison of Ariel. Unfortunately, Ariel is, well, just too poisonous. We can see that the poison attack, of course, it has no cooldown for some reason. I was actually discussing this on Twitter earlier today. Curio getting a kill in the middle. Lifestealer goes down. We can see that roaming gank combination of Magic Man and Maladi always roaming around to try and find some kills. In fact, they may get another one down here if they can catch up with that Nyx, but no, with the unstable concoction already on cooldown, unfortunately, it is not going to allow them to pick up that Nyx kill here. But now with the score going the way of Storm 4-1, with their two sort of, I guess you would say in a way, some of their main heroes here, the Slaughter and then of course the Magnus, really picking up a lot of farm in the early part of the game. And on the opposite side, Ariel is slowly picking up that extra farm. He's now going to look to go on Ruby Phoenix here. Forces out the leap. Very nicely done. A little bit of cancellation there for iMeteor. Says, go on, try it. Go for the leap and I'm going to try and impale you. Or am I? There's a big play here from Ariel, from iMeteor, I should say. Really nicely done to just sort of fake that out, try and draw out the leap here. Looks like we will get Viper Strike coming out, the Impale, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and Jenny from the side says, I'll take that one, thank you very much, with a power shot just blasting through the bottom there, and we can now see we will get a fortification on the dire structures at the moment. We've got Maladi rotating down to try and support. We'll see if he's able to just force them back for the moment. Of course, Acid Spray, a great tool for not only for farming, but also for zoning out various areas. We can see here, you really don't want to step inside that little zone, so there's no real way that the Radiant squad is going to be able to push in on that tower just for now. Like, I know it's only like level 1 or something, but level 2, sorry. So it's not deadly, but I mean it's annoying to deal with an Acid Spray like that. So Maladi wisely comes down and helps out the teammate there, Magnus. We can see his eye and his ear and how amazingly, well, pensive he is. We're going to say that's pensive Magnus? I don't know, you can't really tell. You can't really tell what's going on the faces of people if you can't see their mouth and their eyes. It's really weird how that happens. But anyway, Rigwall up in top, we can see he's 62 and 16 on the top of the leaderboard right now for the last hits and denies, doing a wonderful job on this Slaughter, farming up a Vanguard at the moment. Lightning, as we mentioned, having a little bit of trouble here, has gone down a couple of times, but is doing the best possible effort of trying to keep this Rigwall beast out of contention for this lane, and now Rigwall says it's time to go, and it just runs forward. We can now see the Alchemist also coming through. Is he going to get the stun off? Looks like it is a no. Lightning gets the hook shot out of there, forces Magic Man into a corner. Rigwall maybe in a little bit of trouble, but no, it's Maladi that is in a little bit of trouble, and Magic Man comes out, drops his ulti, gets killed by iMeteor. Another stun is going to come out from Maladi. Will he land it? Yes, he will. Jenny goes down. We can see iMeteor doing the best possible effort to try and counteract that Alchemist, but that is a double kill. What looked to be one of the best reversals that I've ever seen. It actually goes back the other way. It's a counter is what we saw just now, and Lightning trying to roam around. Will we get the stun off? No, we won't. And of course, the survivor out of all of that, Lightning, somehow got away with a wonderful the hook shot to get onto Magic Man, then the cold force Magic Man off to the side, and then just ran away. That was actually really cool stuff. But up in the well, down at the bottom lane here, we've got Ariel in a little bit of trouble. Does get the kill on Ruby Phoenix, but will Ariel be able to get away? We should see a rotation down from Maladi. Yes, he is on the way. Will they be able to get the stun out in time? I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. Will we get it? Actually does launch it from downtown. Drops the Acid Spray. Magic Man coming along, Frost Blast and the Frostbite ready to go. Maladi with a mega kill streak on, and I'm not even, this is not even a carry Alchemist right now, guys. This is just an Alchemist who has been hitting some really nice shots there. But Magic Man now in a little bit of trouble himself. He's going to be hooked up, going to be fogged up, and they're going to be battery assaulted down, but the stun comes out. Ruby Phoenix is now on the way down. Will get the shockwave and just a little punch there from Akira, and down goes Lightning. There have been some back and forth trades throughout this game so far. I mean, once we got to that 10-minute mark, it started to heat up, as now we can start to see some of the items now pushing forwards. We've got Ariel has gotten up the Midas. We can now see that, well, she's going to be looking to get some more farm rolling. We can see that we do have just some standard sort of items coming out for the rest of the squad here. But Ariel is going to be quite a key here to make sure that they do maintain some of that tempo moving through to the middle of the game. Because of course, when you look on the other side, we've actually got our Slaughter has already got the Vanguard. We'll look to see what he wants to move to next. We've also got the medallion on that on the Alchemist and the Arcane Boots on Magnus. So there's quite a lot going the way of the Storm team right now. The gold is not really too far ahead, just the 3,000 at the moment, 4,000 for the XP. And well, I mean, this is the time where we will start to see those clock bombs. Not the other word you thought I was saying, but the clock bombs are going to come out right now from Lightning. And why God, as they prepare to find one of the other opposing heroes, just jump straight in, cog them down, and then they should get a very, very easy kill on just about anyone here. Of course, it is a little bit annoying to try and lock down a Magnus. The Alchemist will have a lot of regen there with his ulti, of course, giving him a bonus 50. But now we will see. Now preparing a trap, Lightning in a little bit of trouble. Out comes. Wow, that was an insane little, that was crazy, but now we get the reverse polarity, and why God in a lot of trouble here. He's going to rage up trying to take down Magic Man. Impale will come out, and it looks like we'll get that reversal there. But now, in comes Malati, wants to drop the stun. Is he going to get it out in time? It gets it out on why God, but he's off to the side, but they do get the kill out anyway. Mercurial blinking forwards and laying down the shockwave. High Meteor, no matter. He's going to have to get out of there, but Rick Wall is on the chase. We'll see the fish slowly chasing after the cicada, and down goes the bug. Jenny is going to be able to get out of there very quickly, and that is a, well, again, like a reversal there from these two teams as they're continually sort of just trading back and forth some of the kills there. But Curio now with his blink is going to be quite annoying to deal with. We can see that we will get an urn and of course the phase boots here on Laddie. Meanwhile, down in bottom, Ruby Phoenix slowly creeping up to the item that we will see on the Mirana. I'm not, we'll see what that is going to be very soon. But Ariel still trying to farm up, going for a mech next, as you will normally see on Vipers. They do like to be very tanky, very survivable. And it looks as if we'll have the, well, just continuing to farm down here. I do kind of feel like it would be nice for Ariel to be able to get a couple more ganks here. Of course, there are, you know, Lightning is on the lookout here to try and get another hook shot off. We do see that Ruby Phoenix is backing off. They have no vision of where the opposing team is, and no vision in general, as we can see, apart from this one ward that's up here. We actually don't really have. Oh, sorry, there is one on the rune here, but not too much vision on this bottom side of the map here. As you can see, just now there is not really too much going on, so they aren't exactly able to see what's happening out there on the map. So Ruby Phoenix has to be very, very careful as he looks to sort of grab some farm down here. But the rotation coming through Malati, they find Lightning in the middle of nowhere and say, hey, let's do this. The acid spray jumps out, and we do get the unstable concussion as well. Now Jenny is on the run, as she's going to be in a little bit of trouble here with a lot of these heroes now converging on this bottom lane. The Potter multi is also active. Of course, you've got to be very careful about when that Potter multi is out, because as it is obviously just basically a smoke, you can get in a lot of trouble if you are caught out with that. But now we can see High Meteor. Got to be very careful coming into this sort of range here with that, or sorry, it's a little bit less, but with the Vendetta active, he's not actually too protected. But now the arrow flies, catches Ariel, but actually misses. Curio blinks in, gets the skewer off, and they will take down the Viper there. This is starting to look a little bit worrisome for Team zSWY, as we see there what is basically one of their sort of hard farmed heroes at the moment. Ariel goes down with the 73 and 2, having a little bit of a difficult time picking up some more farm down here, and especially now that this tier 1 tower is gone. Curio is going to take that, and they will be farming up quite nicely. We'll see where Curio wants to go with that next item. In fact, it is going to be a Midas, so we will have a fast-hitting, fast-farming Magnus here. High Meteor sitting on still just the brown boots. We've got brown boots and a bracer and a wand there for Lightning. Jenny is also just on the brown boots, and that is around about it, having a really difficult time finding some farm on the map. Is is the zSWY team. Maladi and Rigwald going to whack away on this Roshan. Of course, this is one of the big things about their lineup here is that they have the neg armor from amplified damage, which for some reason just negates so much ridiculous damage. I don't even know why. But Lightning now coming through. We get the cogs over there on Rigwald. He's forced to back out of the Roshan pit. Wonderful shackle there. Actually catches out Maladi, and then he gets his own unstable concoction in the face, which is probably the worst thing you can imagine to happen. But there is an RP. Catches two. Ruby Phoenix in from the side with a bit of Starfall there, or Starstorm, whatever it's freaking called. Damn you, was it? Oh, the shackle lands, and Ruby Phoenix is in a lot of trouble. Nowhere to run again, and does turn around. Gets the multi-kill there. It is actually the Rigwald, my bad, is actually there with the double kill. He's now trying to find some more. Realizes they're back in the Roshan pit. This could be very difficult for the Slaughter to engage in. He calls in for backup, says, let's go do this. Magic Man is going to teleport down. They can see that Ariel and zSWY are now on the way out of there, so they have to be very careful. Going to blink out of there. I don't know why Rigwald is backing out. I mean, they probably could have gone on that as Maladi was coming in, but now they are looking to try and finish off this Roshan. It is getting very low, but as I was saying before, lots of negative armor here for the Storm team with the Acid Spray, with the Medallion, with the Amplified Damage. It is all over the place, and the zSWY team is going to have a very hard time trying to stay alive once all of those things are applied. But Magic Man with the CM ulti again, actually missing some of the heroes. The Roshan has been killed by the Radiant, but snatched by Maladi, and he is able to stay alive like the Bee Gees, and he comes back to town with his unstable concoction. Will he get it off in time? Yes, he will. Lands a kill there. zSWY goes down. Lightning goes down. Jenny is forced to zoom out of there because she is in a lot of trouble if she doesn't escape in the nick of time here. Kyrios grabs it. Rigwald finishes it off. Jenny goes down. That is a 4 down here for the zSWY team, and Storm are going to be thinking, alright, let's try and capitalize this. How do we do that? We may want to try and take a tier 2 tower at a minimum. I really would like to see them pick up a tier 2 tower really quickly here. If they can just sort of establish some more map dominance over this sort of area here that I've sort of circled on the map. I don't know if you guys on stream can see that, but hopefully you can. But if they can just dominate that the jungle there, that'd be quite nice for them, as that will give them a lot more freedom out on the map. It means that Rubik will have to, Rigwald will be able to sort of bounce around at the top a little bit more, grab some more farm, and have a little bit more freedom up there. So taking at least one of these towers here, the tier 2 mid would be nice. Of course, the tier 2 bottom is also great, grants you a lot of room to move down here in the Radiant jungle. But for the team zSWY, what are they going to be up to right now? Let's have a look at their net worth. We've got our Y-God controlled Lifestealer is top of the board there for them, sitting at 5592 at the moment. Is third place behind the Marana and the Magnus, the double M's there doing a nice job. Magic Man, his own double M's, is shortly after the Lifestealer. We can see that the Alchemist, Maladi, lots of M's going on in this game, is a little bit further behind that. And then the last 4 slots are made up by zSWY crew, and they're just having such a hard time picking up some items here. As, well, I mean, you know, what do we got? Like, these 4 heroes are basically itemless at the moment. We can, oh, there you go. Oh, sorry, I completely forgot about Ariel. Is coming second on the net worth tab. So it's not as bad as I thought. I was like, hang on, am I missing someone here? It turns out no. It turns out yes, I was actually missing Ariel. But just looking at the items, we can see that Ariel has got the phase. She's got the Hand of Midas as well, and is looking for that mech, but as we said before, having a little bit of a tough time trying to pick up some farm out there on the map, as now the map control starts to dwindle down for the Radiant side. Of course, their supports here, their middle 3 are actually really lacking in some items. Unfortunately for them, Lightning had a really troublesome time at the top, and Jenny and iMeteor just unable to capitalize on that tri-lane. Marana a little bit too slick to deal with, whereas for our Dire squad, even Magic Man is really starting to get into the thick of things. Has an Urn of Shadows, is probably going to be looking for that Midas very soon. I would hazard a guess at. We can see Kyrios has got his Midas, Blink, Arcane. He's got a bottle as well. We can see now that Ruby Phoenix is also currently sitting on a Midas. We also have a Ring of Health and the Wraith Band. So looking for a little bit more survivability there. We'll see what the next item for Ruby Phoenix is very soon. And the champion of the sea, who is up at the top rig wall, has a blink, has a vanguard, a wonderful, wonderful tanking item there for that hero that has to, because with your Slaughter you have to jump in. You have to jump in and say everybody's now stunned. We're going to put down some amp damage, and then he's that's sort of the, I suppose, the usefulness of Slaughter is that he jumps in, bashes everybody consistently, and reduces a lot of armor. So you just want him to stay alive, so he can constantly apply that amp damage. So that is the general sort of situation here. Of course, we can't forget Malati, who has been roaming around like a champ. This guy is like he's like a gypsy at the moment. He's been roaming around so much. He's collected some gold. He's got an urn. He's they've got 2 urns, of course. He's got an urn medallion and the phase boots. He's currently not really banking too much, but is banking a headdress and a buckler. So the mech will be coming up soon on that support alchemist. So we are back into the game. Ruby Phoenix and I believe Ariel had a little bit of trouble there, so they had to reset a couple of things. Now I've got Ruby Phoenix just pushing around the bottom, trying to threaten this bottom tower here. As I mentioned before, you would have liked to have seen one of these tier 2 towers go down, because that would give the Storm team a lot more map control and a lot of power when it comes to initiating some of these team fights here. I think someone mentioned in the chat that it is a battle of initiations here, but Lightning now ready to go. They do actually find Lightning in the forest. He's got the life skiller inside him. Wygod in a lot of trouble. Rage to get out. Will Wygod be able to survive? A shackle comes out, hits Malati and Akirio, very nicely done. Will Akirio be able to get his ulti off, because Ariel is off to the side, has a mech, activates that, but he's in a lot of trouble. Bash down and armor down, that is basically the motto of Team Storm right now. Malati is unable to get that unstable concoction off, but well, we can see that Rigwall, I think that was a little bit of bait. He dived down and tried to say, come at me, iMeteor, but unfortunately, iMeteor did not fall for that bait at all. So another couple of kills going the way there of Team Storm. Very nicely done by them. Magic Man is looking for the 4-staff next, I should say. Not going to be the Midas. Not going to be too greedy with our Midases today, I believe, but has been a theme of late, of course, is the Midas patch, as some people have been calling it. But the mech is just about finished up there for Malati. They're now going to push this tier 2 tower. Get the unstable concoction coming out. Are they going to be able to hit iMeteor? It looks like it is going to be a no. Raging out there is Wygod. Now in a little bit of trouble perhaps is Malati, but is it bait or is it not? We can see the regen for the Alchemist there. Just ridiculous. It's 75 per second. It is just insane how much this guy can stick around in a fight once that is active. But we can see that Jenny, Ariel, of course, Lightning off to the side there. They're all just trying to find an opening, but it's a little bit difficult when you can't do the clock bomb, and especially when your lifestealer bomb gets caught out by the skewer there. It looks as if Lightning is forced to hookshot in actually to save the day. Rigwall going to take that Viper strike to the face and not actually give a damn, because this guy has now got a BKB. He's got his Vanguard. He's got his wand all prepared to go. And at Team Storm, it looks like they may just sit off to the side to try and see if they can bring back another fight here, but the tier 2 tower is definitely going to be going down. And there is a blink forward from Rigwall, locks down iMeteor, says good night to you. Now next on the menu is the Viper. Will he be able to get in there and take Ariel down? It looks like it is a no. Clockwork is going to drop down the cogs. Akiriel looking for the skewer as well, not going to happen. But as you can see, this is buying a little bit of time for the Mirana up in top to get some more damage done. Akiriel with a swing and a miss is not going to hit anything there. I think they will need to back out for now, or at least just move back for a second, while up in top Ruby Phoenix looks to take this tier 2 tower. So I think threatening in this position here, just sort of pressuring this lane here and sort of saying we're coming at you is a really good idea, but not to go too far. You really don't want to overcommit, because part of what's going on here is that Ruby Phoenix is just besieging this tower and is going to be smashing that down eventually. But as we can see, Wygod, Jenny with virtually no items at this point. Lightning going to be looking for a hook here, I believe, just waiting off to the side. Get out of the way, iMeteor says Lightning. But I think we'll get instead. It is going to be a Vendetta Bomb this time.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Vendetta now active by Meteor, looking for the kill here on this Alchemist. Are they going to make it? It looks like it may be a yes. Is the ulti active? No, it's not. Drops down the Unstable. Unfortunately, not enough here. And eventually, Malani does fall down. One of his very few times that he has died here. Yeah, he's 7-2 at the moment. Of course, Rigwall sitting at 8-0. This guy just does not die. We can see unfortunately, some of the reverse on the opposite side. We've got Lightning sitting on 1-8, iMeteor on 1-4. So really, those two really struggling at the moment. And you can see that on the net worth tab right now. We've got 2.5k gold, not much at all. 1.5, basically nothing at this point. But the Nyx has been picking up all of the wards as far as I can see, and it has been, well, a pretty decent job trying to keep a lot of the warding going, but unfortunately with no real opportunity to try and support the rest of the team, it means that iMeteor is having a little bit of a tough time here in this game. But now Rigwall farming up to almost 13,000 here. They are going to push in on this tier 2 tower. I believe this one will be going down here. Clockwork is going to drop out. Whoops! Rigwall says, whoopsie daisies, my bad. We'll see the BKB, and he's just going to go at it anyway. Trying to target down Ariel and Jenny, but is forced to run out here and help out because Lightning and WYGOD are now on the case. Magic Man will escape. We'll get the cogs coming out. Akirio with the double, in fact, triple RP, I should say. Wonderfully done. Skewers out. Slaughter says, hello, my friends, and jumps on everybody. There is, well, we can see that WYGOD is in a lot of trouble. Out comes the Shackle. Will they be able to kill WYGOD? Because this guy is quite a tanky hero here. The Lifestealer is very, very tanky. Does survive, jumps back on the Magnus, and WYGOD is going to be sticking around for a little bit, may even get another kill here, but no, just in the nick of time, we get some more armor reduction coming out of Malani. We did see the amp damage also out there, just from the side. I think we saw, yeah, Rigwall just came out and said, no more armor for you, Mr. Lifestealer, and that was it for our WYGOD Lifestealer. So,
tower is under attack.
Pretty sure that was a 5 wipe there going away of Storm doing an excellent job there, just controlling the battle with their, we can see it here, just the mass amounts of armor reduction coming out from their team. And now in middle, Rigwall says, let's go, do this, and BKB's up, blinks in, gets another, may even get another kill here. We see the Spike Carapace coming out, no real worry for Rigwall. He says, let's go, and will finally go down. Falls down to the tower. His first death at 12 kills is one to a tower of all things, and Ruby Phoenix up at the top of the cliff. I'm not sure what the deal is here, but Ruby Phoenix is sitting up there, trying to eliminate some of these wards perhaps, but is finally going to get out of there. Roshan coming back in around about 3 minutes. I'm not even sure we're going to go that far because the Storm squad is really looking to try and get in here and get some really serious damage done, because I mean at this point they're currently sitting at 32 and 13. The gold graph shows us they are over 20,000, almost 25 in front, over 25,000 XP in front, and they are certainly leading this match right now, and we will see. It looks like Akirio in a little bit of trouble perhaps. The Shackle comes out, actually doesn't latch onto anything. Now we can see Malani activating the Unstable Concoction. Double stun there, really nicely done. Lightning comes out, gets a Cogs, forces out Magic Man from the battle there, but what are they going to do? They can't see them at the moment. That is a really problematic little thing that the zSWY team has with their setup right now, is they have no way to find out where the rest of this team is when they go into Moonlight Shadow. But WYGOD, he does take a couple of hits to the face, but then says, let's do this, rages up. Acid Spray, let's keep in mind there is so much neg armor coming out of the Storm team. Malati here with his Acid Spray, his Medallion, and now with our Rigwall jumping in, there is another excellent stun. BKB's up, good night to Jenny perhaps, we'll see if it happens. Ariel drops down a little bit of a slow. Will they be able to stun Ariel? Yes they do. Shackle comes out, RP, triple RP there from Akirio, very nicely done, and that is going to be the end of zSWY, as they have now been torn apart by Akirio with the basically the neg armor strat. 5 go down, a buyback here from Jenny, going to try and lock down Malati, but there is a GG, and that is going to be it here for our best of 1 game. And well, really nicely done by the Storm squad. I mean, they controlled a lot of the map. They rotated about relentlessly at the start of the game. We saw Maladi and Magic Man just constantly rotating around, trying to get those ganks off. Really, really nicely done by them. So they are able to proceed through. I do believe that leaves them close to the top of their group. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to have a look very soon. But really nice game there from Team Storm as they do take down zSWY. Alright, what we're going to do is... Thank you, Logram. What we're going to do is, because I was very hasty with getting all of this together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close things down for the moment. I do believe Spec is going to stream for the next game, and I'll be joining for the co-cast. So what we'll do, stick around on the stream. Of course, if you are in Dota TV, jump into the next game once it's up and running. But if you are on the stream, just stick around for a minute. We'll be back up and running very, very soon. Thank you, guys.